Well, hello my YouTube friend. It is a beautiful day in Paris on this September 22nd, and I was riding on this beautiful place nearby my house with, of course, my bike and some knives in the pocket as usual. So I have my guillotine here. For those of you who were wondering what do I carry usually, here it is, key bar, guillotine, so you know it goes perfectly well in the pocket, and this cannot leave me. This has to be in my pocket. And for those of you who don't know the guillotine, it is not the matter of the day, but this is a very nice tool. So you have the carabinier, you have of course the bottle opener, and one of the best impact tool you can ever imagine. Boom, that fits perfectly well in the hand. Boom, it can be used as an impact tool. But first of all, it holds the key bar that goes perfectly well in the pocket here. Then in a small pocket I used to have, I told you, I carry that. That stop here today was totally random. I wanted to do a video about this knife, but here you go. You can see how I carry every day. So a small knife in a small pocket. And the matter of the day is that the Fif 20 from my buddy Philippe Jourget, extraordinary knife. It is a lateral flipper, and for those of you who don't have the use, I mean, not really into those flipper, maybe because you don't like them or maybe because you don't have the habit of them, I hope that this video will give it justice and will make you change your mind. So Philippe Jourget, for those of you who don't know him, is one of the three amigos. I mean the magical three, like with Thierry Savidan, Raphaël Durand, and Philippe Jourget, and of course Tashi Barusha. So that's four now. But Tashi is more of an American guy. You saw how I flipped it? How snappy it is? Check that. I mean, after that, just after that, you would want to have a lateral flipper for sure. Hopefully. So yeah, Tashi is more of an American guy now, even though he's coming from France, of course. Yeah, I would say he's more in between France now and the US, as probably will become my magical three, Philippe Jourget, Thierry Savidan, and Raphaël Durand. They are doing such exquisite knives, and they are becoming more and more known over the pound. The pound for me is my side of the pound. Over the pound for me is for you guys in the US. So yeah. Last year, probably about around the same time, I made a review about the Hi-Fi, which was actually a knife from Philippe Jourget, a collaboration with Tashi Barusha, that I got at the Paris show. And exactly 1 year after, I end up getting one Fif 20, so only Philippe Jourget. Actually the exact, if you go back to my previous video about the Hi-Fi, the exact same finish, like frame lock with this very nice bead blast finish on the handle, one of the finish that I like the most for EDC, bronze backspacer clip and the hand rubbed blade. So exactly the same finish on my Hi-Fi. That is no more in my collection because I like no more the wider blade, but that I absolutely adore. But this Fif 20 was really the knife I wanted. And actually, during the show, Philippe had one epic piece with like a liner lock, mammoth handle, zirconium bolsters. So for the art, I wanted that knife, but it was a big one, like a Fif 23, so it's a humongous blade. Nothing compared to that Fif 20, which is really a perfect size for EDC. But for the art, I really wanted the other one, and for the EDC, this is the knife that I really wanted during that show, and I ended up getting it, which is to me very pleasing. So yeah, Philippe is a tremendous maker. He started really early making like forging blades, making knives. I mean, he's really into knife making, and you can tell by the precision of his work that he's just spot on when it comes to make knife. And again, with Thierry and Raphael, our best maker, and they compare really well to the best maker you can find in the US. They're along there, you know. You see that? That's the incentive. You can also flip that with the index, and that's really amazing and very, I mean, you can flip it even, you know, faster than a regular flipper. So that's with the index only. When it comes to the thumb, it's even better. That's just crazy. I love this lateral flipper, and especially this one that has, let's begin the review at some point. that has no real protruding part. I mean, compared to the other flipper, look at that. I mean, it's part of the knife. Yeah, here, of course, you have this small protruding part, but with the jimping here, it's so effective. It works so well, not only to deploy it, but then when you have the knife in hand, it locks your thumb in place, and here it's very safe with the guard. That's a perfect user, but we're gonna get to that. Let's review the knife, you know, with the features that I like to review, starting with the handle, and then we're gonna go to the blade. So the handle has a lot of, I mean, let's call it contouring, if you will. I really like that. Look at this chamfer part here. Here it's flat. Okay, so no contour, nothing, but this chamfer that you have here, this, I mean, all those cuts gives it a lot of some touches that are really great. It's not like a regular full, like flat or a little bit contour. This is really great. You have here the chamfer, the cut here, the cut here, the cut here, the cut here, like here also, here and here. Something, look at that. I mean, here, boom, boom, a lot of cuts around this handle. Something that I described a lot with my little knife that I have here in the pocket, the Monroe. Something that I truly appreciate. From distance, you can imagine that it's just a regular scale, but when you look at it from, you know, closer, you can check all the details that you have, and they are just fantastic on both sides, of course. The clip, oh man, nothing crazy about the clip, but what a functional clip. And again, if you look at it from distance, you have here the groove. I mean, it's not like, no need to make a groove here, but just for the heck of it, he did it. And when you look at it here, you see also here that it's chamfered here on the side of the clip. You see a lot of detail here on that clip. And the same goes for that back spacer, which has here, I'm sorry, I don't know about the lighting, but there is like a kind of polish on this side that brings some reflection that maybe I will get it here on the sun. I don't know. Let me see, yeah. Maybe, oh yeah, you can tell the difference, you know, on the sides. That brings some reflection and some contrast between the bronze that you have here and the handle on the sides here on the edge. Then you have, I mean, look at that. I absolutely love that. First of all, I thought that he did wrong by doing those screws. I thought he forgot to use like some bronze screws, because all the other screws are bronze. But then, and the pivot too. But then again, I figured that I was the crazy one, because the contrast is just perfect. It's all in this knife, all in this handle, between bead blast, satin, and bronze. And here, look at that. If you go to the pivot, you have bronze, and the cut. Come on, would you focus here, please? And he made like a turn, like if it was a collar. It's not a collar. Actually, it's just the finish that is set in here. I have a lot of people here. They will probably wonder what I'm doing here. Let's go there. So yeah, almost like a collar around the pivot. So bronze and satin. Bronze and let's call it satin here. Here, the same, bronze and satin around. And here bronze, and of course you had to add a touch of satin, because here the main part is the clip, so the contrast will be with the screws. So it's not it's not a fault. On the contrary, it's done on purpose, and you have the contrast with the clip and the satin here. So a nice touches, like this kind of touches. This is something that I really like on his work. Now we have joggers. Very good. Probably next thing you know, they're gonna call the police on me. So yeah, now I don't know if I'm gonna deploy the blade. Not sure that I will be able to finish that video. So the lateral flipper, you saw it in action. Very snappy here with the thumb, and very snappy too with the index. Very amazing action. And now we have the bikers. Man, I'm gonna finish in a police station, that's for sure. So very snappy action, and this blade, man, it's a Very nice EDC, 3.5 I would say length. Look at that, it fits perfectly in the hand. The ergos are fantastic, no hot spot whatsoever. It's sharp as they can come. Very nice grind, and something that maybe I will try to see under the sun if I can get it to show you. That's a nice touch that he had also on the hi-fi. On the blade you have the full, I think it's hollowed here or flat, I'm not sure, let's see. But then again here on the swedge, man, I don't know if this is gonna focus at some point. No, maybe let's get here. Okay, so basically you have the hand rubbed here. Jesus, why don't you focus? Okay, so you have the hand rubbed and a very nice touch here. Let me try to show you that. It's kind of bead blast here on the swedge. Check that swedge. You can tell that there is a difference. The line of the light stops here, and then there is no light on the swedge. Why? Because actually this is the best way for you to appreciate that. Why? Because here it's like a kind of stone wash. Very nice touch, and it's not like, it's really thin here, and it goes, you know, wider here and narrower here on the top. Maybe the police is gonna come anytime soon, I don't know. Now, oh man, check that, just beautiful. And that full grind, full hollow grind here is just fantastic. I absolutely love this cut here with the logo of the, for once I love that logo. It's not on the beautiful grind, it's on the flat here, deported a little bit on the side, and for once there is a logo that I absolutely, first of all, it's really nice, and it doesn't spoil the beauty of the grind, something that I truly appreciate. Now check these mechanics. You saw how snappy it is. Now check this engagement. It's rock solid. It doesn't budge when it's locked. It doesn't budge when it's in this position. It doesn't budge when it's in this position. It doesn't budge here. There is absolutely no movement. Check that. I'm trying to push the blade. It doesn't budge at all. That knife is rock solid, rock solid. And this action is just like I told you, addictive, as you can see here. I absolutely love to play with that knife. And for those of you who didn't have the chance to get a lateral flipper, please, by all means, do. You would love that. But I don't know about the others. One thing I can tell you is that this specific model, the Fif 20, is I mean, he nailed it with that knife. What a beautiful knife for EDC. Just phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't imagine a better knife for EDC. Honestly, I mean, this blade is like, it's done. Look, the tip is strong, you can thrust, you can slice. All this length here, all the blade length is dedicated for cutting. I wouldn't pry for it, but it could sustain prying like nothing. As I told you, it fits perfectly in hand. The ergos are extraordinary. That's a knife, that's why I wanted it actually, because it's a pure custom. It has a beautiful look of it. Look at that, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful knife, and that's a perfect EDC. I won another hi-fi actually at the lottery, and I did my best and I succeeded to trade it for that knife, because that is exactly the knife that I wanted, and I wanted to keep in my pocket. I was not sure last year about the hi-fi, and at the end of the day I didn't really like its ergos or the looks of it, but this one, oh, I missed it, you know. Oh! At the end of the video, I don't know, I'm kind of trembling because maybe I'm expecting the cops to come anytime soon. So don't look at those failed flip for what they're not. It's for once in my life, maybe I suspect the police to get anytime soon. So I will call for this 15 minutes to arrive for me to stop that video. So yeah, very nice. And I haven't mentioned, but it's effortless to disengage, and the smoothness is, check that. Ah, man, what a smoothness. You barely feel it. Check that. You hear nothing. Smooth as butter. And as I'm speaking, we are now heading to the 15 minutes. I think I got it covered, and the review, as erratic as it is, might make some sense at the end of the day, and I hope that you will like it, and I will hope that you will try, that you will give some chance to those lateral flipper, and of course that you will have the chance to score at some point one knife from Philippe, because those are just phenomenal. And with that being said, my friend, I will leave it at that, and I catch you very soon for another video. It was a pleasure. Bye.